Welcome to the Eagle Square here in Abuja, where the inauguration is going to be taking place. I'm here with my colleagues Lanre.
Good morning.
And Ibrahim Adra.
Turns out to be a wet morning, isn't it?
It was a wet night indeed, and I think that disrupted preparations again. They've had to set up again. The mood here is very interesting.
Oh, well, yes, talking about interest, I mean, the weather turned out the way it is today. Clement, if you ask me, you used the word gloomy or gray earlier on. Gray, but that has been accentuated by the colors you see around. Beautiful Nigerians, well-dressed, the flags flying. It gives you a sense of pride. For me, it looks like it's going to be a very good day. You see the people coming in and you look at their faces and you're asking yourself, okay, what is this? Is it the weather or is it another rounds of huge expectation on what is going to come forward? So it's a good day and we hope to have a very great time here.
Okay, well, for me, I think I would just like to say that I was here yesterday in the afternoon while preparations were going on, and I think the rain it didn't do any damage. It appears to me to have put on some sort of a cool air to what may have been by now started getting warm and everything. So it's I think a nice atmosphere to start this event. And if you look behind us, you see a lot of people are trying to make their way in, trying to find their seats, trying to understand where they will be for this historic event taking place here at the Eagle Square this morning.
And if you'd like us to point out some major differences between what happened or what is happening today and what happened in 2015, especially since we have now been told that this event is going to be low-key, well, the difference is not so much, except that I think there will be no march past. We've been told that there's going to be a parade, but a static parade. The military band is already getting ready. I don't know if you can see them, but they're somewhere on the corner getting ready. Preparations are already going on. We see them already moving towards the parade ground. We hope to get somebody from the committee to tell us precisely what is going to happen here today. But Larry, you're holding a copy of the program.
Yes, I am. And the breakdown looks like a very, you know, one of the things that has been the highlight of this event is the key word low-key, very low-key. And so if you look at the program, I think it illustrates and points to that. We're just going to have a large part of the program has been put to arrivals. We have
arrival of members of the public?
Yes, members of the public. We have chief executives of parastatals. We have heads of paramilitary and security agencies. We're going down to service chiefs, Inspector General of Police, members of the diplomatic corps. They're all making their way in, and behind us, some of them have already taken their seat. But the highlight for us is from 10 a.m. when hopefully this program will commence with the national anthem. Mark.
Well, and when it does, Larry, the key things that we're all looking forward to seeing here would be the swearing in proper, where the Mr. President, Mr. Vice President will be taking their oaths of offices. Then there is what they call lowering and hoisting of the national flag and defense flag, that is. Then the 21-gun salute, and then an advanced review. That's an abridged version of some sort of march past, where the military come forward a step further to listen to Mr. President speak. And then there will be an inspection of guard of honor. I'm not even seeing a speech in this program. Did you see any, Maokwe?
I'm yet to find one.
Well,
from 10 a.m., let's quickly look at the program. From 10 a.m., you're seeing there the national anthem. At 10:05, you're expecting the opening prayers. At 10:15 is the swearing in of Mr. President. At 10:35, at the swearing of swearing in of Mr. Vice President does occur before the swearing in of Mr. President.
That's the protocol.
At 10:35 a.m., lowering and hoisting of the national and defense flag, the 21-gun salute, advance and review order. I'm not seeing a speech here.
Well, would that be an oversight? Would there be an inauguration without a speech?
Well, I think the question now is, will there be a speech? And I think that's part of what we'll look out for as this event happens. Traditionally, there is a speech. Traditionally,
something Nigerians are really, really looking forward to.
Well, gentlemen, one of the things you must remember today is that this time last year, or even 4 years ago when the president was first inaugurated, this day was also known as Democracy Day. And that has now been shifted to June 12, which we'll be expecting. I think most of the celebrations have now been moved to June 12. Nonetheless, I think a lot of Nigerians will still be looking forward to hear Mr. President talk about what he intends to do as he takes the mantle of office for another 4 years. Let us see how that pans out. It could be an oversight. It could be deliberate. Perhaps the speech is to come June 12. We're not sure yet. Perhaps if we get a member of the...
He will tell us. But Mark, I would like to draw attention to people at home who are in Abuja. You know, part of what we observed coming here is that there is a lot of traffic. I know there were advisories put out as regards the issue of diversions, where you can't go where you shouldn't go, or where you may not be able to get to because of the event here. But it's been pretty difficult getting here. I don't know if you experienced that.
Well, I did. They are not taking anything to chance. They are being very strict about enforcing and ensuring that people do not come through places where they are not supposed to. They are holding on tight to that. But then, in all fairness, there was an announcement a lot earlier about what diversions are going to happen. Whether the people heard those announcements and are going to abide by them or not, we don't know. But coming here, I also observe all those who are coming. I've been around, I've seen tags, you know, special places tagged for certain people to come and sit down. And I'm asking myself, is there a place set for maybe members of the opposition party or other parties? Would they be coming? Shouldn't they come? Isn't this a national event, you know, where you keep party differences? Having come this far, I'm just wondering, I'm just asking. I've looked around though, and I haven't seen anything.
Well, one thing I can tell you, certainly, gentlemen, is that the colors of the All Progressive Congress are flying loud and clear at this event. Perhaps members of the party will be, or the government, the organizing committee will be telling us whether that's very deliberate. As Ibrahim pointed out, this is a national event. You can hear there very clearly, if you can hear the sound behind us.
Because I just wanted to tell you, as a kid, this is what I used to look forward to. The march past. The soldiers in their uniform proudly marching past, and the band, you know, getting out very lovely rhythms that match the beat. So I think we just like to call attention to that now, that the armed forces or the guards that will be on parade here are already marching out to take their position on the field for this event as it will pan out. And if you look at them, oh, lovely. I think lovely is the word I want to use. The coordination, the order, it's just beautiful to watch.
Well, I sincerely hope that you can see what it is we're telling you about this morning. And if you can't, we hope that our cameras will be panning there shortly for you to be able to see. You can see beautifully what is going on there. Perhaps we'll keep quiet for a minute or two for you to appreciate what is playing out right here in Eagle Square.
Let me have it. There we have them marching in the last group. Lovely colors
Of the police.
of the police, exactly, and they're taking position. And I think there's a part I love where they're going to do the turn.
Good morning, boss.
Well, it appears they've taken position right now, and arrangements are in top gear. We are getting the nudge from the security officers. Can we just inform you that a lot of dignitaries are here. Members of the diplomatic corps are already seated. We have governors that are already they have arrived and have taken position. We have members of the National Assembly already seated here, and we're expecting more of them to walk in as anytime now.
We've also seen governors who are not going to be doing any inauguration in their states today. You did point that out earlier on the program this morning, that not all states will be having inauguration in their state, and the governors, some of whom will not be participating in inauguration activities in their state, are already here. Cited already is the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki.
In terms of turnout for this event, Mark, but if you ask me, there is nothing low-key about it. Perhaps the only thing that would be missing, or appear to be missing at the moment, we're not even sure, is visiting head of states, perhaps. Maybe that's what will be missing, but we intend to see if we can find our way inside the state box later in the course of this event. That might be pretty difficult, though, the way the security are going about this. But we will try to go in there and see who is there and, of course, apprise you of what's happening.
Well, the heads of state might not be here, but the ambassadors are here. You can see their seats already designated for them in the state box.
It will also be nice to say here that going forward, Ibrahim will get into the state box. I think that's a personal challenge we've set to him, because we're expecting him to talk to a lot of the dignitaries that will be in the box. Malkwe and I will stay out here and talk to those we can find here. But what we are here for is to give you a coverage of this historic inauguration ceremony, to bring to you how it goes down this morning. And we'll try and do that to the best of our ability.
Please, the color party is prepared to take position on parade. Please, in absolute deference to the colors on parade, we are all please expected to rise. Please, wherever we are seated in the Eagle Square, please. Can we all please, with all due respect and a very deep sense of reverence, please rise in deference to the colors and the march of parade. Officers, one officer, please salute, please. Thank you. Distinguished guests, may please take your seats. Thank you. Your Excellencies, very senior military officers, both serving and deservedly retired, Your Royal Highnesses, my Lord spiritual and temporal, most distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we want to very quickly recognize the presence in our midst this moment of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who doubles as the chairman of the 2019 Presidential Inauguration Ceremony Planning Committee. Mr. Boss Mustafa, you are welcome, sir. I must say that today's ceremony is a culmination of a week-long series of activities that commenced on Monday, 20th May 2019, with a World Press Conference addressed by the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Honorable Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who also doubles as the chairman of the Publicity Subcommittee. This was followed on Tuesday by the National Youth Entrepreneurship Empowerment Summit. And on Wednesday was the Federal Executive Council FEC valedictory session. On Friday, there was a special Jumat lecture and prayer. Saturday witnessed the First Lady's interaction with women. On Sunday, we had the special interdenominational church service. And on Monday, the 27th May, was a Children's Day. There was a broadcast by Mr. President and Children's Variety Party. Today, the 29th May 2019, the presidential inauguration and swearing-in ceremony climaxes the first of two very distinct presidential ceremonies, while today's ceremony signposts the 2019 presidential inauguration and swearing-in ceremony. 12th June 2015 will be Democracy Day. It is instructive to note that the 2019 presidential inauguration ceremony and democracy celebration will be the first, the pioneering celebration in the history of our great nation, Nigeria. This is announcing the arrival of the Commander Gas Brigade, Brigadier General Umar Tama Musa,